Hello everyone, this is Commander Rusty Dog. Well, the last couple of days of gameplay has been a little bit frustrating. I have been searching for a particular micro resource, let's call it, which meant me going to bases and scanning the data access points. And as you may know, I don't particularly like doing it. However, I haven't liked doing it throughout the last 2 days. I thought, come on, what you do is you practice it, you do it, you learn how to do it the best way, the most efficient way, you get better at it, and then you won't hate it so much. Well, that wasn't working out too well. I was hating it. The first place I went to, my SRV got stuck in the scenery, so I want to thank Frontier for that one. I had to self-destruct. There was no way out. I couldn't get out. I was stuck in the sides. This is what it looked like. I was well and truly in there. Second time, did it again. Got stuck in the scenery. It took me, I would say, 15 minutes to get out. Might not sound a long time, but think of it. 15 minutes just trying to use the boost and, accelerate and reverse and accelerate, reverse, and try and wiggle it around. It took me a few switching of instances in order to free it, because sometimes when you would go back into the instance, it would put the SRV just slightly in a different position, and there'd be a slight bit of movement, bit of wiggle room. Anyway, yeah, it was a bit of a mess. This is what happened second time round, and as you can see, it's nightmare. Anyway, at the end of the day, we got them. So, let's take a look. So, Professor Palin, my good friend, view pinned blueprint. Grade 5 dirty tuned thrusters. Check that lot out. Pharmaceutical isolators, 24. 24. Yes. I will tell you how I got those, if I can remember. Yep, I might be able to remember. Also, Cracked Industrial Firmware. This is the one I was going for with the SRV. Oh, my God. I will tell you how I got that as well. Now, this for me is going to be a very long, not a very long video, but it's going to take a long time to produce this video. I will be editing it down, obviously. Well, yeah, I will be producing an edited version. But this is going to take a while for me, I think. But it has to be done, because I don't want to carry these exhaust manifolds any longer. So as you can see, the most we have here is 8 goes. And it took me so long to get those Cracked Industrial Firmwares. When I finally did get them, I just got them. And it seemed also relatively smooth and easy. But I'd like to keep as many as I can in hand. So, I'm going to do some grade 5 thruster upgrades on some of my ships. So, first we need to pick out which ships are going to get the treatment. And let's do that right now. And then I'll explain how I got the exhaust and the cracked firmware. In fact, let's do that now. So the exhaust manifold, you can buy them. Just go to an industrial refinery near Run, and you'll be able to buy those. Or you could do like I did and wait for a mission reward. I took 2 missions to do these. the second one, the second mission just happened to be there, so I took it. Pharmaceutical isolators, yes. Right, these are available in outbreak systems, and I was trying to hunt for one, and I was on a live stream, and I'm going to make an apology in advance because I cannot remember the name of the commander that told me this, but I was given the name of an outbreak system, which I may have. Yep, there it is. I was given this one, Ulanging. Now let me just put this into Outbreak because I think I need to show you why. So let's go into, is it state? I can never remember these things. So we'll keep Outbreak. So there is Ulangin, whatever you want to call it, and it's in Outbreak. And if we pop into the system map, there are 2 water worlds. Important? Well, I don't know. I orbited around the water world, and not in close proximity. I mean, I was a fair distance away, but that's how I got mine. I just orbited a water world and I found them that way. They were in orbit that way, and you'll find them under, I hope I get this right, high grade emissions. Okay, you're looking for USSs with high grade emissions. I went in, and I went into the first one I found, which popped up rather quickly within the first 5 minutes or so, and there were 3 pharmaceutical isolators in there, and as you know, you get them in triplicate, so that means you get 9. And I thought, that's enough, but no, I'm here now, so let's find another one. So another 10 minutes later, another high grade pops up. 5 pharmaceutical isolators in there, nothing else, just 5 pharmaceutical isolators. Okay, and at 3 each, that's 15. So the 15 plus the 9 gave me the 24 that I needed. There's also another outbreak here, Courage, which you can try as well. I didn't actually get over there. As you can see, there's no system map available, but this one, Ulangin. You want pharmaceutical isolators, come here, circle the first water world, and they will pop up, I hope, for you. Okay, let's go back to the, why do I keep doing that? You know, I press this panel when I want to get out of the left panel, and then when I want to come to this panel, I'm pressing the galactic map because it's the engineers. Never mind. Anyway, so we go here. So the Cracked Industrial Firmware. Well. I don't think that I noted down the system where I went, but it is only 2 jumps from Shinny. Does that sound like a song title? It's only 2 jumps from Shinny. So it begins with a Y, and I bet you I haven't bookmarked this. Oh, come on. Why didn't I bookmark this? Give me a second. Okay, I know what it is. The system I went to get the Cracked Industrial Firmware. Now, bear in mind, I went to a few different bases. I went to a few different bases before this one, and this is the one that worked for me straight away. The system is called Solati, and as you can see, the proximity to Shinrata Desra is only 17.5 light years. So in here we have sorry, I'm into the fanfare stuff now. We have 3 bases. These are all low security, so I'm starting to think that these pluses represent the size of the base. These are small ones. I mean, the icons are the same here for these 3. Forget Hawking Gateway, it's a place you can dock at, so forget that. These 2 have got the same everything, the same pluses, the same icon, and they're roughly the same kind of base. Patent settlement, the only difference between it and the others is that it was a bigger place. It had 5 data points for scanning. These had 3. So I went to Yolan Market first. Okay, so it's on this planet, Hala. So if we, sometimes when I mouse wheel up, it doesn't go into the surface. I don't know what that is. There we go, now it's working. So this is where I went to, Yolan Market. There are 3 data points there, very easy to scan. If you want, go around and find them first. You won't get wanted, there's no skimmers, there's no defense turrets firing at you, you can just do it. Don't scan the white upside down bulb looking data points, forget those. Just do the orange cylinders, the orange sticks that go up, just do those. There's 3 of those, they're very easy to locate, and when I did it, I got, I'm not going to say it's the same will happen to you, but I got 2 Cracked Industrial Firmwares come up for unlocking this one, which gave me 6 on top of the 3 I already had. That's why I have 9. I wasn't completely happy with that, so I went to Clement's Pride and I did the same thing there. Unfortunately, I was not rewarded with Cracked Industrial Firmware. I got specialized or something like that, and then I did this one, and again I was not rewarded anymore. But there's 3 to choose from here, so hopefully you'll get one. The problem is Frontier have kind of nerfed this in a way, in that if I scan these, let's assume Yolan was the only one here, and I scan the 3 data points, the orange data points, and I don't get Cracked Industrial Firmware, I can't instant swap. I can't go from solo to group or to open and then rescan them, because it'll say already active or you've already scanned this. Nor can you come out of the game and go back in and scan them, because it'll say you've already scanned it. So I don't know what the criteria is on that. I'm pretty sure I've already tried leaving the system. I think I did this on a previous base where I hyper jumped to another system. Don't quote me on this, I might be wrong, but I think I did go to another system, come back, land again, and I couldn't rescan the point. So I don't know whether there's a time frame on that, like 24 hours before you can scan them again, or if you can ever go back. I don't know what the deal is on that. I don't know when they reset. I don't know. So good luck with these. If you don't have any success here, then just try and follow this template where you're looking for systems that have this little tiny icon here, and if you can get it with 1+, better, because it means it's going to probably be a small system. I'm guessing that's what this is, because clearly these pluses have nothing to do with security anymore. Patent settlement, none of these 3 had any skimmers. They had defense turrets, but at no point were they activated. I guess they might just get a bit pissed off with you if you scan the white data points, the bulb looking ones. But yeah, so just scan the orange ones. I got no hassle at all. I didn't get wanted at all. I did go to another base where I completely assaulted it, and I was wanted, and that was here. And as you can see, it's now counting down 7 days. I hate having this on my transactions board. It's time to go. So, we're going to leave to Maia. Now Maia's quite a distance away, but Palin lives all the way out there. So it's a slog to get the bits you need for the thrusters, and then it's a slog to get there, especially when you're taking ships that haven't got the best jump range in the world. And in I think all but one of those cases, I don't have the best jump range in the world, in the galaxy. Let's keep it immersed here, in the galaxy. Okay, so in my shipyard, firstly the Federal Corvette is going. We're going there. Probably going to go in the Corvette first. Okay, and if I get now this has already got grade 3 thrusters. Most of the ships I'm taking will have grade 3 thrusters on them already. So we're only making a jump to grade 5. There's no real need for me to have outright speed. Okay, I've got to remember that in my head. There's no real need for outright speed. It'll be nice to have a good roll of the dice. But if it's not fantastic, I will not be doing a re-roll, because I want to keep the materials, the cracked firmware, the pharmaceutical isolators. I want to keep as many of those in the bank as possible. So if I get a half decent run, like the Corvette, all I wanted to do is go over 300 meters per second. If it can do that, I'm happy. That'll do. Yes, it's a long way to go just for one roll of the dice, but this is the way it's going to be. If I get a crap roll, I'll do another one. But like I said, I want to keep some in hand. So, Federal Corvette, that's going. The jump range on the Corvette isn't brilliant, so I can't remember what it is, 17 or something, 16, 17. So, next, the Cobra doesn't need to go. First, I don't use it that much. I use it for mining and stuff like that, and it's already got a boost of 440. I don't need to do it. Maybe in the future, but right now, don't need to. My Smuggling Asp already boosts to 461. It's going. It's got a very good jump range. It won't take me long to get there. We're taking this one. This ship is built for running away when it gets interdicted, so the reason it does that, it runs away, it's got, don't forget, it's got shock mines and stuff, so it can fire backwards. So whatever's chasing it, it can give it a hard time. But its shields are not very good. So the faster I can boost away, the less shield damage I'm going to take. So I'm going to max this out as much as possible. So that's our second ship that's going, the Smuggling Asp. The Vulture is not going. It can hit 428, but it doesn't yet have a grade 5 power plant upgrade, which is what I want to put on it. So right now, its power usage could not take grade 5 thrusters. It won't be able to handle it. It'll be so overpowered. I don't think I'll even be able to manage the manage the power in the what do you call it, in the modules section here. I might not even be able to prioritize stuff here. So the Vulture's not going. The other reason the Vulture's not going is because when I do fit the grade 5 power plant, which is coming soon, I want to fit it because I want to try and put twin gimbal beam lasers on this thing, and I want to max out the power distributor. Actually, I'm going off topic here. I won't be maxing out the power distributor. I'll be only using grade 3 instead of grade 5. I've discussed why in the past. because on grade 4 and 5 you can't do weapon focus. So yeah, I want to try beams on this thing and see if that works. If it doesn't, then we'll replace them with the pulse lasers again, and then we'll probably look at upgrading thrusters. So that's one that's probably going to be a future upgrade, possibly. I can't fit both, because no way. This is my exploration Asp, okay, for deep space exploration. It already boosts to 356. It doesn't need any more. The only time I'll ever need a good boost speed is if I come back, because I am unarmed, I don't have any weapons on this ship, is when I'm coming back into populated space after a long time out, is I don't want to be interdicted and destroyed and have all my exploration data taken away from me. So that's the only time I would need boost speed. So it is a possibility that this ship could get it if I have enough rolls of the dice left and I can still keep some materials in the bank. Let's see how it goes. As of right now, it's not going. The Fer-De-lance already can boost to 486. It is my combat ship for the moment. So the most speed and maneuverability I can get out of this, the better. So the Fer-De-lance is going. The Python. I made a decision yesterday which ships I was taking, and I can't remember if the Python was one of them. This would be the 4th ship. Yeah, we'll do the Python as well. So I don't use the Python that much, but it'd be nice to get the boost speed topping around maybe 380, 400 if we get a good run, a good roll of the dice. So in this video, if I can stand it, I didn't get the most hours of sleep last night, so let's see how this goes. We're going to do the Corvette now, we're going to do the Asp Explorer, and we're going to do the Fer-De-lance today. And then when those 3 ships are done, I'm going to do something a bit different, something new. So let's be on our way. I have it bookmarked. $429 light years with 3 ships, possibly 4 ships. Actually, it might be 5 ships. I might reserve the Python and do that at a later date. Like I say, as long as I keep the materials in the bank, it's just a case of picking up exhaust manifolds at some point. How many jumps? Oh. 62 jumps. 62! Just to upgrade these thrusters and come back. Oh my god. It's a long day. I'm set for a long day. Okay. I will see you when I arrive in Maia with my Corvette. Okay, here we are at Palin Research Center, 400 odd light years away from home in the Corvette. 31 jumps. Oh yeah. And the sad thing is that most of the ships I'm going to be bringing here are already at grade 5 FSD. But there you go. So before we do the upgrade, let's just reconfirm the current top speed of the ship. Small repair there, that was just something stupid I did. Getting too close to a star to refuel, leaving it too long before I overheated. I didn't even need to refuel, I had plenty, but there you go. Okay, so top speed is 230 and boost speed is 298. So I'm going to write that down just for my own personal records from 298 and 230. Let's get this thing boosting over 300. The other thing I need to consider, of course, is before I bring a ship here, is how close we are on power usage. Now this is on 96. I know it says 70 there, but that's because the thrusters are offline, and if you have to add the 26% power there, so it's 96. So we've got 4% to play with before we have to consider any form of power management. We may be okay if we get a brilliant roll of the dice. We might be okay. If we get a one where we get good thrusting but not so good power draw, then we may be in a little bit more trouble. So anyway, let's not beat around the bush, as they say, and let's just do this. So there we go. Finally. How long have I been waiting for this? I'm going to go up 2 grades here. Grade 4 dirty drives. The maximum I have on any ship is grade 3s, so we're going to be doing 2 jumps straight off. Here we go then. The hard-earned Cracked Industrial Firmware, which came easy in the end. Again, pharmaceutical isolators. Took me a while to get there, but once I found them, it was easy. These you can buy, and I had a load of these anyway, which are available. Oh, yes, now I'm at Palin. Sorry, I'm going to forget. I need to do this right now, otherwise I'm going to forget. I didn't take a copy of Palin's Herald last time, so where's the most recent one? Oh, look, it goes all the way back down to January. So this is the latest one, July. Wow, that's quite a while. And it got updated a day after, but not since. So let's put... Oh, and this isn't the one either. Okay, let's have a look in the one before that then. Okay, one before that. One before that. And the one before that. Okay, here we go. So I want to copy these. So we're from antimony to technetium. There we go. So now we've copied those, taken a screenshot of those. So if I want cadmium, I just have to go here. Right then, because these planets are all in the vicinity of where the engineer is. Let's do this. Let's go for the grade 5. Give me a... I don't need the best boost in the world on this one, but I just want to be over 300. Anything that... Yeah, I mean, the optimal multiplier is going to be... is going to be in the blue anyway. The worst that can possibly happen is thermal load. Power draw can go down. Probably will by the looks of things. It looks like I got a really good roll of the dice on grade 3 because look at... Oh, we'll come back to this. In the outfitting, if we go to core and go to thrusters and go to mod, we'll see here my optimal multiplier is currently at 114%. Oh, that doesn't tally with what's... It can go... Okay, 114. Thermal loads, blah 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 blah, power draw, integrity has gone down to 128. Okay. Yikes. I got a really good one at grade 3, didn't I? Because what this is telling me is that with the optimum multiplier, unless something goes seriously wrong with the secondary effects, I can pretty much only improve here. And that's good. This is where your main boost is going to come from. Thermal load, this is where I am, this marker. So I've got, shall we say, a 31% chance of getting a worse result and a 9% chance of getting a better result. Here again, I've got more chance of getting a worse result. Here it's 50-50, and there I've got more chance of getting a worse result. So all this might end up in the red, except for integrity where it's 50-50. So thermal load, power draw, optimal mass, all going to be worse. And that makes sense because it's more of a boost. So it's a bigger boost that we're going to be taking. So we will have more thermal load. It will take more power draw. If we're lucky, we might even get a better power draw and a better thermal load than the grade 3s. That will be brilliant. The integrity, 50-50, we take our chances, and of course it's going to be slightly heavier. So these figures do make sense. What I'm interested in here is getting a good optimal multiplier. Anything above 12% here, and I'm going to be happy with that. Let's spend our hard-earned cash. Now, as you can see here, the table it's very revealing. I'm at 113, so I'm taking it here that the worst case scenario is 125. Again, these percentages are now, that we saw on the previous screen, now it's a load of different numbers. So if everything ends up in the blues, I mean, I'll just be beyond happy. I don't understand this remove. Is this what's going to get removed and replaced here? Oh yeah, this is an attribute. I get this now. This is an attribute that was on grade 3 that will not affect, is not on grade 5. It's replaced by optimal mass. So this is going. So my mass will go back from 80.59, which is currently, back down to 80. So I'll gain that. But then it's going to be affected by this. Okay, so we've got that pretty much sorted. I'm not going to do the quick generation. Let's just do this and let it run of its own accord. Come on, baby. Oh, optimal multipliers, good enough. There's your percentages. Oh, the rest were pretty crap. The thermal load, 26%. Power draw's gone down. Oh my god. Optimal mass, come on, come on, come on. The power draw is the worst one. Oh, thermal load. Power draw, it's killed me. It couldn't be any worse. 10%. That's not going to take 10%. That's not going to take me from 96 to 106 in my power usage, surely. That doesn't mean 10% there, right? It means 10% power draw of itself. 10% more than normal. That's its normal power draw, and it's taking 10% more of its own power draw, not the actual ship's power draw. Well, let's apply it and see. Please don't give me 106, that would be too much. It's only 3%. So we're on 99%. Okay. So yeah, it's going to create thermal, which is a problem if you're in a combat environment, and let's say worse still in a nav beacon because you're right close to the sun. So I probably should stay away from nav beacons. The thermal load did go up and then it got helped, but still, that means if you're boosting and firing at the same time, which also increases your thermal load, it's not going to be good. The other thing, I guess, is an issue is if you go into silent running, or even in default flying mode or super cruise, your heat signature is going to be that little bit more than normal. Anyway, we were at 298 and 230. Let's see where we are now in the speed. Oh, look at that! 335. I'm well happy with that. That'll do for me. Top speed has gone from 230 to 257. Boost speed from 298 to 335. We're still under 100%, and I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. And now I wish I could leave the exhaust manifolds here. I've only spent one, but now I've got to cart these 7 all the way back. Yeah, and then pick up the next ship, which I think is going to be let's do the Fer-De-lance, because again it's going to be a load of jumps, and I'd rather get the ships with the crappiest jump ranges done first, and then the Asp, Smuggling Asp, can be is the easy one. It'll probably take less than half the amount of jumps. So instead of 31, I'll probably get it down to about 10, 11 jumps. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to plot my course back. It took me 25-ish minutes to get here. So, yeah, 25 minutes, half an hour-ish. Ish. I'm quite happy with that. And now I've got an idea of the kind of power difference. So it was a 3% power difference from grade 3 to grade 5. So I'm expecting that kind of a difference on the other ships. So as long as I've got 3% in reserve, and even if I don't, you know, I'd rather power manage and have for grade 5 thrusters on it. But there we go, the first ship with grade 5 is the Corvette. And before I close the video down and go and get the next ship, let's take a look at this thing doing 335 meters per second. And let's have a look at the thermal load. Now of course I'm only going to reach 335 with 4 pips to engines, so it's important that you keep all the pips there, but most of you will know that already. I said I wanted over 300, that was all. 335 for me is absolutely fine. It's a little bit better than I could have hoped for, if I'm honest. That's a nice view, isn't it? That's a pretty cool view. We can't stay here for too long because they don't like it hovering over these pads. So let's get some top speed going. Oh, the mining facility's right there, look. Okay, so 295 was... So, was it 295? No, it wasn't. It was... Well, it's 257. I don't know where I got 295 from, because I was going to say that's ridiculous, because that's only 3 meters per second slower than the previous boost. So there you go, 257 up from 230. That's a slight increase, but now we've got, and look at the temperature, 38%, so let's boost. Oh, 10%. 10%, isn't that what it, does that relate to what that figure said then, that 10%? Is that what that was? That I'm getting 10% more heat signature now. Let's see that 335. It won't hit 335 because I'm carrying 7 tons of cargo, and that is why it's not hitting that final meter per second. I could probably dip the ship down, and will it do it if I dip it down? No. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go back, pick up the Fer-De-lance, which is already a very quick ship. I'm hoping to hit 500 with that. I mean, what did we go up on this one? We went up 37 meters per second. If I can equal that, I will be at 399, I think, with the... sorry, 499 with the FDL. And that will seriously annoy me. I think the FDL is at 480, isn't it? I think the FDL can do 480. Yeah, so we are gonna top 500 with the Fer-De-lance, and that's without enhanced thrusters, because you can't get them for that ship. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to disappear back to Shinrata, pick up the FDL, come back here, and then we'll pick up the video there. Alright, so I'll see you then. Okay, we are here. Wow. 33 jumps to get here in the old Fer-De-lance. I got interdicted along the way by a deadly Fer-De-lance, so that was deadly Fer-De-lance versus deadly Fer-De-lance. But I couldn't handle it because the usual. It's firing missiles, as all the AI do now. Firing missiles, which means they're blowing up in front of me. I don't have any point defense, so that's something I'm going to have to address. So they're blowing up in front of me, taking my shields down bit by bit. But of course, because there's so many explosions going on, I can't see where I'm going. I can. It's just the fact that I've targeted the ship that allows me to see it. And then it's chaffing, so it stood in front of me, firing missiles, and I can't hit back. I can't see it. I can only see the target, the red target lock, and I couldn't fire back anyway because he was chaffing. And even if I had fixed weapons, it would be difficult to know exactly. Well, not difficult to know where to place because you follow the target, but still. Man, they're making it tricky. And he got two rings of my shields down before I even had a chance to think about what I was doing. I mean, I did get some shots in, obviously. I took some of his shields down as well, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm not complaining. I'm just making an observation that this is how it is, and yeah. Anyway. So we're at Palin, and let's do the stats before we go in and do this. I had to re-outfit the ship before I came here, otherwise I would have been fuel scooping pretty much at every stop, which I pretty much did anyway. I mean, I replaced the interdictor with a fuel tank here, and then I added another one there, which took the place of the advanced discovery scanner, so I'm going to have to put those back in. If this had been a class 3 compartment, then I could have put an 8 capacity cargo rack here, then got rid of this one because I've only got 7 exhaust manifolds left, so they would have fit in a 3, and then I could have put a class 4 fuel tank on there along with another one there, and that was just so I don't have to scoop so much. But the redeeming factor of this is that I've got the standard fuel tank plus this, and the fuel scoop is the top, not the top one that's fittable. Obviously I can put a 5 in there at the expense of the shield, but it's quick enough to allow me to fuel scoop fairly quickly. So the FDL, as we can see here, the top speed is 361 meters per second and the boost is 485, so there's no reason why I shouldn't be powering over 500 meters per second now. And as you can see in the power, I've got plenty left in reserve. So let's see how the dice rolls for us. And yes, once I get back I'll be refitting this thing out with its interdictor and back to normal. Okay, let's hope I got a good random seed. So currently we have 1, 2, 2. Let's just triple check. This is a grade 3, they all are. Excuse me. Okay, so this is my potential outcome. Integrity could be better, optimal mass, yeah, it's not going to look too good. One thing I can't improve on is thermal load. The rest have all got chances to be improved on. The top one will be improved on no matter what. This one's got a small chance, this one's got a pretty decent chance, and this one's got a 50% chance, I would say. Let's do it. What I'm most concerned about is the thermal load, and I'm going to drop there anyway. If I can just put it in here, but I've got a feeling if I get a good number here, this is going to go right down to the bottom. So I'll be trying to rely on a secondary effect to boost that back up again. Let's see. Come on. Oh, not good. I may have another go at this. %3 increase. It can do so much better though. The reds are okay, but that's because I got a crap optimal multiplier. Right. I could have got anywhere between 125 and 130, and I got 126, so I would have appreciated something over 127.5. Over halfway would have been... Let's see where this puts us, and then I might have another go at this one. Even though I know that every go I have is very, very... Oh, wow, I don't know what the word is. Anyway. Precious is the word. So I'm hitting 500s, but it's not brilliant. And I can't just say, oh well, I'll go back, do all the other ships, and then see how we go, and then I'll bring this back here and have another go. I can't. It's too far. It's too far to come. I've gone from 485 to 503. So it's only an 18 increase, where I got 37 increase on the Corvette. The boost speed's gone up by 13. You have put me in a bit of a predicament here. It's only because I really just don't want to be doing cracked firmwares again. Yeah. I've got a very good chance of getting a better, and this is the ship that's going to benefit most from it really, because it is the combat ship. This one and the Asp, the Smuggling Asp. So this is going to leave me with, I'm not bothered about exhaust manifolds, I can get those. This will leave me with 6 cracked industrial firmwares left, and I want to bring the Asp and the Python still. Well, and something else. So this will leave me with 6, and then 5, 4. If I do this, I'll be left with 6. Then I do the Asp, I'll be left with 5. And then I do the Python, I'll be left with 4. And then another one, and I'll be left with 3. Let's do it. Boom! Loads of reds, but the optimal multiplier is there. I couldn't have got a worse thermal load. I couldn't have got a worse power draw if I tried. But this has gone over the limit. As you can see here, we got some extra. It said here, have a great optimal multiplier, but here, we're going to kick you in the nuts for these. So this is going to be good speed, but at the expense of thermal load. Let's do this and call it a day on this ship. 528. Boom! Boom! That's a difference from 503, isn't it? Yes, sir. Okay, so we've gone from 361 to 393, which is a nice 32 meters per second increase. So I don't think I'm even going to feel 32 meters every second, but it's covering almost 100 meters every 3 seconds. Yes, let's look at it like that. I don't know. And we previously were on 485 and we've gone to 428. Sorry, 528. So that is a difference of 43. So we got a good one there. And so now this ship's got some killer speed. The power is absolutely fine. We've got no problem with the power whatsoever. 86%. Thrusters are not offline this time. Sometimes they go offline, sometimes they don't. I don't know what the difference is, I don't know why. But yeah, it's online now, so there we go. And now we've got to make that lovely journey back. But of course we'll have a quick look at the test. This dog from outside, my god. I don't know if the owners are out all the time and leave the dog in. It just barks for hours and hours and hours. I need to contact the vet clinic or something, and the guy there, and because it's cruelty to have a dog barking like that. It was the same last night, just 2 or 3 hours, just constant barking and barking and barking. It can't be right. 429 light years. Is it another 33 back? It's got to be, right? Oh, I've managed to cut off one jump. How's that happened? Mass? Has the mass gone down just a little bit that it's managed to do that? I can't remember what my jump range was before. I don't think it's gone down. Well, I used up 2 there. Didn't really want to, but I did get a good result, and it, you know. Okay, thermal, not so great. And you know, power draw doesn't matter. I've got so much in reserve, it really doesn't matter. Although it will affect the capacitor, I think. Will it? Because if I boost, the more power it's drawing, the more lines it's going to take off the capacitor, and the more lines it takes, the less I can boost, or the more time it will take before I can boost again, right? Oh, this thing is look at the speed it's ascending. 313 just using upthrust only. Wow. Okay, so let's go for top speed then. Keeping the ship level to get the maximum out of it. So there. That is cruising now faster than some of my ships can go at top speed. I mean, I was wondering about getting the Corvette over 300. And the Corvette can do... The Corvette at boost does 335 now with a grade 5 on it. This does 392 without the boost. It's quite the difference. This thing can really go. Okay, so let's keep an eye on the engine capacitor there, and let's boost, and the temperature, which is 38. And let's go. So temperature's okay, capacitor looks good. It's dropped a bit there, but it's filling up fast. I do have an enhanced power distributor as well. And there's the speed, look, 527. Not quite hitting the actual top speed of 528 because I'm carrying cargo. So let's do a boost turn and see how that works out. Okay, so that's flight assist off, boost and pitch. I can probably do a complete 360 really.
Flight assist on.
Let's get it in the blue zone and just do a few. I think she's going to be pretty evil in a combat zone. which is going to be pretty uncatchable. So yeah, 528. If anybody else out there has got a Fer-De-lance that they've upgraded to grade 5 thrusters and you've bettered that speed, please let me know. I'd be interested to hear what your results have been. Or any ship that you've upgraded to grade 5 thrusters if you've unlocked paling that far. Leave a comment, let me know. And yeah, I'd be interested to hear about your builds. Or also leave me a comment to tell me what is your best asset on your ship, like which is the upgrade you got which was just brilliant, where you got a really good roll of the dice, you know, whether it was a good one on the shields or a good one on the thrusters, power plant, maybe anything. I'm interested to know, to see who's got some really good extreme figures. So next up is the Smuggling Asp. It's got less jumps to come here. The Python, I do want to do it. It won't take 32 jumps to come here in the Python. I'll probably get it done in about 23 or 24 jumps. And then I'm going to, this is my slow reveal, I'm going to buy another ship. I will be buying a new ship. Hopefully in this video we'll see how it pans out, and if all goes as planned, it's going to outspeed this Fer-De-lance. No problem. But let's see. I'll see you back then.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Okay, we're back here once again. This time I changed my mind, decided to bring the Python first, just to stick with what I was saying before, which was to bring the ships that have got the smaller jump ranges first. In which case the FDL should have been first, but I was already in the Corvette at the time, so it deserved to go first because it did the work to get the Cracked Industrial Firmware. I had to think about that. Right, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. I mean, that Python looks good, doesn't it? Oh yeah, it looks great in blue. Anyway, we're going to pop into outfitting. Now it only took me 22 jumps to get here with the Python, which means I don't know what it means. It was 31. It means I've done 100, 127, 137, 147. I've done 149 jumps so far. So we're going to go into outfitting, and we're going to take a look at the specs of the Python so far. I haven't changed anything here, I didn't outrig anything. The great thing about this Python is, apart from the fact it only took 22 jumps to get here, because it's got a 22.3 jump range at the moment, is I don't know what its fuel capacity is right now, but it can certainly do quite a few jumps. Probably 7 or 8 before it needs a refuel, and even then the fuel scooping on it is pretty quick. So it was quite a breeze to get here, certainly compared to the FDL. Okay, so as you can see from the specs, the top speed of the Python is currently at 277. And the boost speed is currently 362, which for a Python isn't bad, right? But that has not really, well, I'm not going to say it hasn't been modified, because it has. Let's take a look. Oh, it's not optional, is it? You need thrusters. The thrusters modification it has right now, unlike the other two ships, is not grade 3 overcharged. It's grade 1 clean drive tuning. Excuse me, I've just had some water, it's loosened my throat up. So, optimal multiplier, normally at 100%, is up to 104. So that's the only increase we've got here. And we've got 362. So I'm just going to hit it with a grade 5 dirty drive tune, straight off. Again, plenty of power in reserve, so no worries there. So let's do this. I'm probably just going to give this a one shot. Because the Python, it doesn't necessarily need all that massive speed. So I'm just going to give it one generation and that's it. I don't want to go through any more than these. At the end of the day, I want to be left with, well, when I use this up, I'm going to be left with 5. And then I've got to do the Asp, which will leave me with 4. So I'm going to end up with 3 cracked industrial firmwares in the bank. The exhaust manifolds are going to get binned anyway. Whatever I don't use, they're going to get binned or sold for peanuts. So I can only go down here because of what I've got on already. Yeah, makes sense. Let's go. Okay, so almost halfway. Almost halfway. Oh, 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 yes! Oh, lovely. Yes, okay, so I took a bit of thermal load. The power draw is fine. It's not even halfway down. The thermal load isn't the worst it could have been, not by any means. It's not the best deal. I mean, I got 2.47. I could have had 2.6. Integrity, that's gone down a bit. You'd expect that. Optimal mass isn't so bad, which helps. The actual mass itself is down 7%, but the optimal multiplier has gone beyond 131.74. Is that a better roll than I got on the FDL? When I did the second roll on the FDL? I don't need to do a second one, do I? Wow. So, okay, let's remember then, the speeds used to be 277 top speed and 362 boost. Have we made it over 400? We've got to have made it over 400. Oh my god. That's impressive for me. That's a massive increase. That is 88 meters per second more on boost. Isn't it? Have I calculated that right? 362 to 450? 188 meters per second. Think of that. Every second it travels another extra 188 meters. And the top speed is 345. Now, think of this. The top speed, just on the engines alone, is 345. Previous, the boost speed was 362. So the top speed is almost beating the previous boost speed. We got a good one there. 450 meters per second. Yeah, she's nice and quick now. This is my multi-purpose ship for doing missions off the mission board. I think she's perfect for it. I think the Python is the best multi-purpose ship in the game, bar none, because it just does everything. It can handle everything, and not only that, it can land on platforms. What have we got here then in the lasers? See, I haven't got any modified lasers at all, so I need to do those. I'm going to modify those, get some good overcharge on that. Plenty of power left. So we're going to go for some massive overcharged lasers. The multi-cannons currently have grade 4 overcharge. That's got to be on both. So if we do the lasers on this, then whatever it's carrying, whatever the ship is carrying for its mission or bringing back, or you know, rebel transmissions or whatever it's hauling to complete a mission, it's going to be able to defend itself against anybody who wants its cargo. And now we have speed on top of that. Oh, it's a pity I'm already a grade 5 with Palin, because I could have sold him some stuff. Actually, just rephrase that. It's not a pity that I'm at grade 5 with Palin. But I've got 413 there. And I've probably got about 500,000 or something here. Yeah, another 200,000 there. I'm going to cash this in somewhere. In fact, this will be good to cash in Maia at Danielle's Progress, because there are... Oh, why didn't I do that? Because... yeah, I know why I didn't do it. What I'm thinking, every time I came here with a ship, I could have gone to Danielle's Progress, picked up some, or Prospect or whatever it's called, Danielle's thingy, picked up some long-range haulage missions and brought those back with me and made a few million on the way back. But yeah, even if I'd remembered to do that, I probably wouldn't have, because you know, I just wanted to I knew I had a long journey there and back with a few ships, and I just would have wanted to have gotten it done. But I may do that on the way back with the Asp, because the Asp has got a massive jump range compared to this, so we'll probably get here in about 10 or 11 jumps instead of 33. And it's a ship that's built for smuggling. It's only got 112 cargo, but it's built to defend itself against would-be pirates. So we're going to now go back to Shinrata, 22 jumps, and I'll be back with the Asp Explorer, pick up some missions at Danielle's Progress, take them back, and then we'll get on to the next step. So I've been at this now for, well, I don't really know, 4 hours, maybe more. I don't know how long I've been at it. Yeah, well, it's 4:30 here now. Probably around 4 hours. I don't know, I got no concept of time on this stuff. Okay, so again, let's take a look at the new speed, and then we'll come back with the long-range haulage and smuggling Asp. The quickest ship to get here and back. And I'll drop off my exploration data at Danielle's, because that way I might get a reputation change with them, and they'll offer me some better missions. Okay, so let's just top speed. And let's boost. There she goes. She will hit 450 once the cargo's gone. She will do that. She's quite happy to boost all day.
Flight assist off.
Our flight assist doesn't make any difference to the thing. Okay, great. Right then. I'll see you back with the Asp Explorer. Okay, so here we are back again for what could be the penultimate time, could be the last time, depends how things are going to go after this. In my Asp Explorer, which as I've said is the one I use for long range haulage and the occasional smuggling mission, so it needs to be defensive, it needs to be quick. It does have weak points, that being the shields, but I'm hoping to compensate as much as possible with speed and lots of shock mines and mine launchers and whatnot. So let's go into outfitting and see what the current figures and modifications are, as we've been doing with the other ships. So here we go. Okay, there's all my lovely mine launchers. Kind of pointing in the wrong direction, but I think they just come out and whiz backwards. So we've got a little bit of power to play with here. So as we can see, the Asp top speed is 339 because it's been boosted already, and the boost is 461. So it was my second quickest ship, and after everything we've done to the Corvette, the FDL and the Python, it still is. Before I even do this upgrade, this is still the second fastest ship I have already. The only ship that's quicker than this one is the Fer-De-lance, which currently hits 528. If I get a good roll, and I mean a good roll, possibly even helped with secondary, I think I'm going to need help with secondary effect, I may top 500 here, but I'm going to need a secondary effect on the optimal multiplier. Otherwise I don't think I'm going to hit 500 here. I don't think I can. Yeah, that ticking sound, it's inside this hangar. Okay, well, if we go to the core internals then, take a look at the thrusters, we'll see that we already have grade 3 dirty drive tuning. The multiplier sits at 118 right now. We're going to be shooting anywhere between 125 and whatever it is, I can't remember. 130, 125 and 130. I don't think 130 will be enough to boost this over. Well, hold on a sec. I want to see how good a mod I got here. So optimal multiplier, which is the key one here, it sits at 118, okay? Right, so let's remember that number. 118. And that's with grade 3. So if I go into the engineer's workshop and I pick up grade 3 dirty drive tuning, oh, it doesn't say the figure here. So I got a pretty good roll apparently, because if I was to do this again, I can go down by 3%, I go up by 1. So I got a fairly decent roll. I didn't get the ultimate roll of the dice there. So there may be a little bit of wiggle room here. Anyway, I'm going to need something at 130 in order to hit 500, I think. So, and of course, anything that can help mass-wise, the better. I am going to lose 4% here, so I'm going to have 4% more mass straight away. And I don't have any wiggle room here. This is going to be at a loss, I'm sure. So let's go for this. And I know I said before that I wouldn't do another, that's not going to get me to 500, that I wouldn't do another roll of the dice, but yet I did on the Corvette, but no, on the Fer-De-lance, but I really wanted a good roll there. Oh, well, that mass has helped a little, but I don't think this is enough. This is pretty much bang on halfway. I'm going to apply that. It might not be enough to get me to 500. How frustrating is that? It's still a good roll though. Well, ish. I mean, it was 339, it's gone to 364, and it was 461, it's gone to 495. Oh, that is so frustrating. I do have the wiggle room to do another roll of the dice. But look here, I've got a 50-50 chance of, because this was bang on halfway, I've now got a 50-50 chance of improving. Any slight improvement here, anything in the 128s might get me to 500, I think, or I think it's got to be somewhere around there to knock me into 500. I've got a 50-50 chance of improving there and here. Oh, what do I do? Do it. Oh, yes! Okay, I've lost massively in power draw, but these are around the same, and look at that. The best yet, 132.55. That is the highest number yet. What a risk that was. And it's paid off. And the mass, I've dropped down 4% mass. Now that will take me beyond 500. Oh yes, baby. Oh, I'm using up my cracked industrial firmwares, but I was just thinking, you know what, later on, now I've got the knack of the industrial firmwares, I'll either go back to that same place again if it'll let me, or I'll find a similar place and I'll get cracked industrial firmwares again. So question is, how far over 500 did we go? Have a guess and see if you're right. Ouch! 378 top speed and 514. So we've gone from 461 to 514 on boost, and from 339 to 378 on top speed. The power draw is still within its limits. What's that, about 98, 97, something like that? 95 actually. Not too bad at all. Look at that. Look at the power on the thrusters though. I've never seen it that high. 41%. But we got a good increase there. We really did. Wow. It was... I mean, I could have rolled that dice, used up a cracked industrial firmware once again, and I could have got a worse roll of the dice. But I didn't. I didn't. I took a gamble, and yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to Danielle's progress, hand in my cartography, see if I can pick up a couple of missions, high-paying ones. They normally go for 1.7, 1.9 million, but if I can pick up a good mission from one of the cordial ones, if I am cordial still, then I might pick up one for 4 million. The number that's in my head is between 6 and 7 million. That's what I want to make on the way back. I don't know whether I will, but the reason for that will be revealed shortly. I'll see you in a few moments, seconds, nanoseconds, whatever it is. Now. Told you I'd see you now, didn't I? No, I haven't gone anywhere because I forgot we have to do the speed test. And I've got less cargo in here now, but I still need to...
Ship release. Departure authorized.
If I've got... if I've got cargo in my cargo hold and I can't switch to a ship that's got less cargo than what I'm carrying because it won't let me, am I still able to go, while I've got cargo, to go and buy a ship? If I am, and I don't put cargo into it, what happens? Does it just switch to that ship and I lose the cargo? Or does it not allow me and say you've got to put cargo in because you're carrying some? Can I buy a ship while I've got cargo? Because if I can't, then my next step is going to kind of go out the window a little bit. So the Asp can hit 514. Well, I've yet to see evidence of that. 378 is the claimed top speed. We're one below as usual. And 514. So we're probably going to hit 513 on boost. Let's try another one. There it is. And as usual, when you're boosting away from a planet to go somewhere else, it's always behind you. I'll see you on Danielle's progress. Okay, welcome to Danielle's progress. I have arrived and sold all of my cartographic data, and as a result, I am now cordial with the major faction here, which is the Anthill mob. So let's have a look on the mission board and just see if we can take something back with us. I don't want to do too many missions, maybe just one or two, and I won't be broadcasting the missions at all, you know, me dropping them off, because I want to keep this video a little bit tighter if I can. So obviously videoing the standby isn't helping. Okay, so this is smuggling, but look at this. This is not smuggling, and it's 3.4 million, but they want 90 here, where I can make almost 5 million just with 66 items there. 3.4 for 90, 3.5 for 60. Now 3.5 for 60 is good because it means if I take another one, if I take this one as well, that's 90, and that gives me 5.5 million in 2 missions. Wow, since I've become cordial with these guys, look how many missions they're offering me. See, the slaves one is fine, 24, but the reward isn't as high as you would expect. Certainly not as high as Robigo used to be. This is the other one I'm cordial with, but they're not offering anything. So the fact that I got the exploration data sold here and became good friends with the Anthill mob has been good. Now I've got a little bit of cargo in my space, so I've only got 110 cargo to play with. So I'm going to have to, I can't take these two for example, I'm going to have to be careful with this. I think these two are good because, well, you might get a little bit of a bonus as well, but it's going to be, I can take this one, and this one. That gives me 94. I don't think I can take any more. So that's 94, hold on. 30 and 60 gives me 90 and 94. So that gives me 5.5, 6.5, 6.6. It's going to be around just over 6.7 million. Which is what I was aiming for, really. And what's the payment here? Ion distributors. You see, I don't need that. And the distances, 279, 292, and 287. They're not going to be that far away from Shinrata Desra, certainly not in terms of distance, you know, for this ship to travel. This ship can do it quite easily. So if I do 30 and 60, which is 90 and 94, that means I can take 16 more. Now there's a 10. But this is smuggling, which is a little bit more risky. And it used to tell you, I don't know if it still does, it says here starport. It used to tell you whether it was a platform. I don't know whether they still do that. See again, Ray Hub. This is 2 slave missions to the same place. So you can make just under 5 million for taking 56 slaves. I'm going to take these, the 60, the 30, and I might do a board refresh and see if I can get something a bit better than this 4 units for 1.1. I'm going to take that 30. I did say outpost. There is a good one here, look. 8 slaves only for 2.3 million. With this ship I can certainly do that. I've got 20 left. I could either take that or the 4 and the 16. I can't take these 2, unfortunately. These 2 would be the absolute maximum I could do. That would fill my cargo up completely. What's the material? No, I don't need that. I don't need any of this. The ion distributors, I don't need to be carrying those around. I would go and do the slaves first. Let's do it. Take your time. Okay, so now we're going to be carrying illicit cargo. LTT 10823.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
There we go. We filled it up and we're going to make about 8 million or something like that. Which isn't a massive amount compared to smuggling or long-range haulage from Sothis. But it's okay. It's going to pay for something. So if we go here and we want to go this, let's open this one. We'll do the slaves first, get them out the way. Clearly they're not illicit cargo here. So into the system map. I've got 2 missions here. Ray Hub, so this is a starport where I need to smuggle my slaves to, and then I've got another mission to go here, so that's going to be nice and easy. I'm not carrying illicit cargo according to that. Slaves is just haulage. Now then, yeah, but as soon as I hit a system where it is it's not where it's prohibited, I'm going to run into trouble. Oh, okay. I wanted to look at the map before we set off. So you'll notice that the 3 drop-off points. Is it just the 3? Yeah, I've only got to go into 3 separate systems. And I've got 2 missions in this one. And then I can just, I'm here, so I'm going across to there, and then I just pop up to Shinrata. Because it's kind of on the way. I mean, I would be flying normally just like that probably, but this is kind of on the way. So, and how many jumps is the first stop? 10. So yeah, it is a few more jumps actually. So we're gonna add a few more jumps on, big deal. So let's call that 2.4 because it's rounded up. 2.4, 3.5, 3.5, 5.5, 6, 7, 8, 9 million. Okay, so 9 million, and it doesn't say, does it, anymore here? About, oh, the bonus will be affected if scanned. So, not necessarily, it doesn't say the mission will fail if you're scanned, it just says your bonus will be affected. Okay. And these are boom times, so they tend to offer bonuses either to kill somebody who's been sent after you or to get them there within a quicker time. Okay, so I might bring the video back in when I'm dropping the slaves off, and then I'll just do the others. And once I've landed with the Asp at Shinrata Desra, we'll take the next step. I'll see you when I see you. Okay, so we're back home finally after all those upgrades. That's 4 ships done. So I think as it's been just over 6.5 hours playtime for me to do all that. I'm going to need just a little bit of a break here before I do the next bit. So what I'm going to do is wrap up this video and consider it to be a part 1, and we'll look more at these grade 5 thrusters in the second part. Before I forget, at the beginning of the video I mentioned how I was able to obtain the Cracked Industrial Firmware from the Solati system. What I didn't do was credit the guy who put the video up, and I need to do that. So big thanks to a Mr. Foster, a YouTuber, Mr. Foster, and I will put a link to his video in the video description, so you can go and check that out and see how easy the mission actually is. So things stand with my balance now going up to 34,373,000, plus the billion of course, but so yeah, my Explorer rank's gone up 1% as well. So okay, I will be back. I'm going to have a little bit of a break now, and I'll probably do part 2 a little bit later because I want to get it all done today if possible. But yeah, after 6.5 hours I just need a bit of a rest from this. It's just been you know, jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping, so enough. So thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.